Hey guys, I hope you're well and welcome back. Today's video is super exciting because it's the first video in my new series, Lattes with Laura. Got my latte, I'm Laura, and today we're gonna do a Q&A. God, that rhymed, that actually rhymed. So this series is going to be a Q&A series. I've got some little bits and bobs thrown in as well. It's not all questions and answers, but I thought it'd be really important for you guys to get to know me and me to get to know you. So you can literally ask me any single question down below in the comments on this video or over on my Instagram stories, and I will answer the questions here. Chris has picked the questions that I answer so that it's completely fresh. I haven't thought about any of the answers beforehand. So if you haven't got a coffee right now, pause this video, go and make yourself one, come back and watch this. Liv Arheely has asked, what program do you use to edit your photography? Do you have any tips? I use Lightroom mostly to edit, and then I sometimes use Photoshop, very rarely, to edit out distractions like lampposts in the background and things like that. But Lightroom is my #1 editor and I absolutely love it. Photography tips, I would say learn to use your camera. It's really important that you learn to use settings on your camera if you want a desired effect. A lot of bloggers like to have a good depth of field, which means having a nice blurry background behind you. You need to learn how to use your settings to get that effect. Otherwise it becomes stressful, you won't get the photos that you're after, and it's just good practice to know your tools. So I would say go on YouTube, go on Google and learn how to use your camera. That's my biggest tip. The next question is by Nozami1427. How do you plan long-term goals and short-term goals from decade to yearly to daily? I do not plan a thing. I don't plan my life because no one knows what's gonna happen tomorrow, next year, 2 years, 5 years, and I feel like if I do a massive plan and it doesn't go to plan, then I'm just gonna be let down. So I don't actually do any planning when it comes to my life, which may be irresponsible, but it works for me. Mary Nikolova has asked, hello, is the house yours or are you renting? If it is, when did you buy it? So myself and my husband Chris actually own this house. We bought it, we have a mortgage. In June we will have been here 3 years, which is crazy because we still have quite a lot to do to it. But yeah, we love it. We love being here and it's the perfect house for us. The next question again is by Nozami1427. I'd love to hear your journey about marriage and life/career again, like an update. Okay, so I mean, I'm 31, I've got a lot of years to fit into this. So I worked in graphic design for quite a few years. It wasn't my passion, I didn't absolutely love it, but it was a really good job to have and I did enjoy the people that I worked with. I then decided I wanted to work in London, so I moved to London and had a few jobs there. I then decided that maybe working 9 to 5 in an office didn't really suit me, it wasn't making me happy. So I came back home, lived with my parents again and kind of did a few like freelance jobs, and then I also started to do my blog a little bit more seriously, and over time I managed to phase out my freelance jobs and just work on my blog, which was amazing, and I feel so lucky to get to do that still. So that's my career really. I guess I just kind of took it as it came. My marriage, I mean, it's not really a massive journey if you mean how did I meet Chris. We actually met quite a few years ago at one of his gigs, and we spoke for a while, went on a few dates, and I moved to London, so it kind of fizzled out a little bit. And then when I decided to move back home, we went for a drink, and that drink led to more drinks and more dates and more meeting up, and to be honest, in the end, I think I was kind of meeting up with him every day, and I was like, you know what, this is good, I really like him. I used to get butterflies when I saw him, I mean I still do, but I used to get really excited, I used to sniff his jumpers. Yeah, it just kind of went well, and we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then he asked me to marry him, which is still the best day of my life. I mean, in terms of an update, it's very hard to fit my whole life into 3 minutes, but that's pretty much it. So Chloe Ford has asked, how are you? Do you have any tips for other startup YouTubers? I'm good, thank you. And do it because you like it. Don't do it for money. Don't do it to be a YouTuber as a job. Do it because you love making videos, you love talking, you love being on camera, you love interacting with people. There's so much more to this job than making money and getting famous and all that stuff, because that stuff doesn't come quickly and it might not come at all, and I feel like that is maybe where people are getting quite low about the internet. They want this big like fame thing because we see it so often. It doesn't happen. You know, I'm very lucky that I get to call this my job, but it's taken years and years and years of work. Like, it's not something that happens quickly, and it can be hard as well. So I think if you enjoy doing it, you love doing it, and then if it progresses into a job, then great. But if it doesn't, you won't be disappointed. So yeah, do things because you love them, not because you have an end goal in sight, I think. Okay, so Amoli has asked, holiday plans this year? Any anniversary celebrations? It's actually really hard for myself and Chris to plan holidays because we are so busy with weddings. Chris is a wedding photographer and I second shoot for him. So during the summer, we are so busy with weddings. We can't really go away. So it's really hard this year because we have a puppy. We don't really like celebrate our anniversary in a big way. Probably just get a Chinese. Amelia Bartoni has asked, how do you make a bad day into a good day? If I'm having a really bad day, it's a bad day. Coffee is the only thing that helps, to be honest. I'm really bad at getting myself out of a bad day, so I have no tips for this one, I'm sorry. Femty has asked, tips for resolving conflict in marriage / relationship / life. Okay, so talk. Be honest, be open. That is my #1 thing, and something that myself and Chris try to do so much because it's so important. If you're in a mood or something's happened that you're not happy with, or you're having a little bit of an argument, or you're a bit snappy, saying to that person, look, I'm really sorry, I'm in a bad mood today, I'm sorry I snapped at you, do you forgive me? Have a hug, make up. That is so much better than having a week-long argument about something that you're not really even sure you're arguing about. So I definitely think honesty is the best policy. Talk it out, be open, be honest, and that's always worked for me and Chris really well. When it comes to resolving conflict in life, I feel like that's a little bit more difficult because it depends who the conflict is with. So if you're having a conflict with someone who's really hard to argue with, won't accept an apology, is very kind of selfish and sarcastic, it can be really difficult to resolve anything, and we've all been there in life. And sometimes you say to someone, look, I'm really sorry, and you expect them to say, yeah, okay, me too. If they don't say that and they're like, well, you should be, it's really hard to make up with that person. So I feel like it depends who you're having conflict with. I think as long as you learn from that and just accept that some people you can't resolve anything with, and as long as you just kind of move on from it and learn from it, that's all you can do. In-page Alexis has asked, how do you get your foot in the door in terms of affiliate links, sponsorships, etc.? Okay, so I feel like it's really important, first off, to have a really strong body of work, have loads of YouTube videos uploaded that are good quality and stuff that you want to be making, have a blog that's got loads of content, an Instagram account. Don't just think that you can upload 5 pictures on Instagram and then get a paid sponsorship. It doesn't really work like that. You need to show that you're passionate about it, that you've got an engaged audience. Growing your following will really help as well. And in terms of working with brands that you love, feature those brands organically. If you talk about your new shoes that you absolutely love from a certain brand that you love, they then might see your tag and then choose to work with you. It's about tagging brands, getting out there, getting your name seen. And unfortunately, I think these days it takes a lot more work to get to that point than it used to because there's a lot more people doing it. In terms of affiliate links, there's loads of websites that offer affiliate links. If you type it in Google, loads come up. Again, you do have to have a following for them to accept you and start making money from them as well. So I think grow your following and then these things will come naturally. You'll get an email in your inbox one day and be like, ah, that's how I do it. So the next question is Mrs. NS29. I'm always interested in content recommendations, movies, TV, podcasts, YouTube, etc. In terms of TV, I literally live on Netflix. We've just finished watching Witcher, which I really like. And at the moment, we're actually watching it on Amazon Prime, I think. This Is Us. It's a really good TV show. It's a series. It makes me cry every time, but it's really good and really easy to watch. So I'm really enjoying that at the moment. Just finished the second series of You, which again, I really like. It's really easy to watch, a bit crazy and a bit unrealistic, but good to watch. In terms of movies, I don't really watch many movies, to be honest. I'm more of a series kind of person, but I do watch loads of YouTube videos, but having a little bit of a declutter on my YouTube because I feel like I want some more kind of real normal people bloggers. So if you watch anyone like that on YouTube, then do recommend them to me because I need some new people to watch as well. But that question does lead me very nicely onto my little mini feature, which is book of the month. And I don't want to do a book club because I don't read quick enough, but I'm going to feature a book that I've been loving or reading that month. And this month I wanted to talk about this book, which is The Secret Lives of Colour by Casita St. Clair. This was actually a Christmas present from my sister and brother-in-law, and I absolutely love this book because it's just so beautiful. For one, it's all about different colours and what they mean and how they make you feel and where they come from, and it's just really interesting to know where colours were born essentially, and something that you don't actually think about a lot. I'm really into colour, hence my orange wall in my office. I've talked about this before, but orange is a really calming colour for me, and it's just warming, inviting, positive, uplifting, and I've never really looked into why that is, but there is an orange in here, and I've actually been looking through this. Every time I see a colour and it makes me feel a certain way, I'm like, I wonder where that colour comes from and why it makes me feel like that. But yeah, Dutch orange. Makes me feel really nice. It's really informative, but also nice to read and nice to look at. So yeah, this is this month's book. Probably not one you want to read in bed, but one that you can just pick up every now and then and have a flick through. Just a nice book to read, and I love the design of it as well. But yeah, that's my book of the month. I've already started another book, so that'll be in the next Q&A. So yeah, if you have any book recommendations though, leave them down below in the comments. So RNK Halaf, I hope I said that right, has asked, what is it like being your own boss / creative director and also making the content yourself? Difficult. Being a influencer, I really hate that word, but being a blogger or a YouTuber gets a lot of bad press. It looks like we just upload a little picture that's taken us 2 minutes and we get paid £10,000, which is not realistic. That doesn't happen for the majority of us. And actually it can be really difficult to be your own boss, make your own content, not have a camera person. Like for me, I'm the only person that works on my videos. I know some people have kind of people that film for them, they have photographers that work for them, people to set up their lighting. That is not me. I don't have that. I just do it all myself. So it can be difficult, but also I like the fact that I do it myself because it's organic. You guys know that I've set this light up here, I've set this background up with a little bit of help from Chris because he's quite good at this stuff. But it's all me, and even though that can be quite difficult because I'm up against people that have got teams helping them, it's actually not about that for me. It's about just sitting here chatting to you guys, and I don't need a massive studio setup anyway. But of course, it has positives. Being my own boss is great in terms of I can literally do whatever I want during the day. Like I've got a puppy now, so if I have to take some time off during the day and spend more time with him, I can then work in the evening and I've got no one telling me off. I can go to the dentist during the day. It's good, and I'm not going to moan about it because I absolutely love being my own boss, but it is a lot of work when you're doing it all yourself, for sure. And sometimes I do miss having like a colleague to ask advice to, or I don't know, that office environment when you're all having a bit of a laugh. Sweet Hannah P has asked, do you enjoy cooking and what do you typically eat for dinner? I hate cooking. I'm not a good cook and I eat the same thing every night, pretty much. Pammy83 has asked, if you could go back, would you change anything at all about your wedding day? Yes, I would. And I've actually done a whole video about things I changed about my wedding day, which I'll leave down below or on the screen now so you can actually go and watch that. But I think just a little quick one, I would not have had a wedding cake, and I wouldn't have spent what we spent on a wedding cake. I would have got someone to make it, I would have tried to make it myself, or just had like a donut wall or something. Wedding cakes are really weird. You spend hundreds of pounds on something that everyone's gonna eat, and mine was a disaster because she forgot to make it gluten-free, and I'm gluten-free, so that was annoying. So yeah, my wedding cake probably is what I'd change. Molly Price 33 has asked, what has been your favourite and least favourite moment with Bernie so far? Okay, so my favourite moment with Bernie is just having Bernie. Just having him around. He's just the best little thing ever. He's like my little friend. He's like a family member in the house, and it is like having a little person running around even though he's a dog. So generally the best thing about Bernie is that he's Bernie. He's such a lovable dog, and oh, I just love him so much. The least favourite thing with Bernie, I think, is maybe that loss of freedom. It won't last forever because as he gets older, we'll be able to kind of leave him a bit more and be a bit more confident in leaving him in the house. But at the moment, it's really, really difficult to get anything done. And like now I'm filming, but he's had to go in the crate because otherwise he just chews everything and eats wood off the skirting boards, and it's quite difficult because I feel a bit guilty about that. I feel like I should be kind of there for him, playing with him, but he does need that freedom as well. But yeah, lack of freedom, I think, and that kind of needing to get things done, but hearing him crying downstairs in his crate is really, really difficult. So if you have any tips for that, then let me know. Hello. So here he is, little Burnster. Bernie, let's not show your privates on YouTube. He is due his lunch, so he's a bit agitated, aren't you? But he's so adorable. He had a little groom actually since the last time he was on YouTube. He's tired. He had a little groom, so he's a little bit shorter now. But yeah, he's so cute. Are you so cute? But yeah, he's a little bit hungry and wants to chew my hair, so just thought I'd pop him in so you guys can see him. So cute. Are you cute? My coffee's going cold, I'm talking too much. Julie Tanaputra, hope I said that right. How did you get Bernie? Are Vincey and Bernie getting along well? We bought Bernie from a breeder, and Vincey and Bernie actually get on really well. Bernie's a bit confused by Vincey, especially if she's flying around, but Vincey is so into Bernie. Like as soon as I hold Bernie up to her cage, she's just like, oh my God, what is this? And comes right over to him. And usually she kind of flies away from anything bigger than her. Like if I was to get the Hoover, she'd go mental. But with Bernie, she's like climbing up at the cage, trying to like touch him. So I feel like they're gonna get on really well. Again, early days, I haven't let Vincey fly around when Bernie's in the room and stuff like that because I think Bernie would think she was a toy and I don't want any accidents happening. But at the moment they seem to get on well. Bernie is a bit confused by Vincey, but we'll get there, I'm sure. So I think it's time for my beauty product of the week. So this week I want to show you a beauty product that I've absolutely been loving, and it looks quite boring, but it's an eyebrow pencil, and it's actually really hard to find a good eyebrow pencil. If you go into like Boots or a Superdrug, you cannot find any. It's really, really difficult. But this one is by the brand Catrice Cosmetics, and I actually bought this online. It was literally like £2, £3, super, super cheap. Best eyebrow pencil ever. We've got a little spoolie on one end, and then on the other end, we've got a really thin pencil, which is really good for getting those like hairlines. And really like this. I've got the colour 030 dark, and it's quite an ashy brown as well. It doesn't go orange. So yeah. Annalena Charlotte has asked, has your relationship changed since you are married? Nope, not at all. Just got a different surname. Question on my YouTube from Mimblewimble12, great username. She's asked, do you have any hobbies, play a musical instrument, crafting or arty things, etc.? So I actually don't have any hobbies because my #1 hobby in life was always my blog and my YouTube channel, which is now what I do as a job. So I guess I've got a hobby in that it's now my job, if that makes sense. I don't play any instruments. I'm really sad about it because Chris is an amazing guitar player. He's played since he was 11, so he's got a massive amount of experience, and listening to him, I don't think I could even take it up now because I'm too far behind. But I do like to do cross stitch when I'm a little bit stressed, but it takes me a very long time to finish anything. I've got one cross stitch that I've been doing for 2 years and it's still unfinished. So yeah, my hobby is my blog and YouTube and you guys, I guess. So thanks for being my hobby. And then lastly on YouTube, we have Stevie A, and she has asked, what eco-friendly changes are you making, and do you feel guilty about buying so many clothes? Not a dig at all, just something I think a lot of us struggle with. Firstly, Stevie, thank you for asking that question in a nice way. I am trying to make loads of changes, as we all are, I hope, for the environment. I use less plastic. I used to drink from a lot of plastic bottles. I used to buy multi-packs from Tesco to drink during the day, but now I have my reusable plastic bottle, which is from Tesco, by the way. I get asked about this a lot because it's so big and great. In terms of fast fashion, I definitely feel like I'm shopping less. I'm doing less hauls on my channel, which you guys might have noticed. But I've also got a series coming about this, which hopefully should help you guys a little bit more and also help me as well, in that I will take one item from my wardrobe and wear it for an entire week in different ways. And I feel like that's really important, is to reuse things that we already have that maybe we've forgotten about. But I also feel like it's not just us that needs to make changes, it's the big companies, the big bosses out there that aren't really thinking about it and just trying to make money. At the end of the day, I can walk into Tesco and try my best not to buy plastic and not to buy food and drinks and items that are in plastic, but if the only thing I can buy is in plastic, then I have to buy it. I feel like the bigger companies are the ones that need to be thinking, right, if someone needs to buy some washing detergent, can we put it in a cardboard box? I'm doing everything that I can, recycling, using my car less, I go on a lot more walks now, buying a lot less clothes. It's all the little steps that help. So I'm gonna finish off this Q&A, Lattes with Laura, with my What's on my lips. This week on my lips, I have the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Mother. Love this lipstick. It's a liquid lipstick, so it does stay on really, really well. I feel like liquid lipsticks always kind of go a bit crusty a little bit when you've been wearing them a while, but I've been drinking coffee and it hasn't come off on the cup at all, so it's really good. Yeah, a really great colour. I know that Kat Von D brand can be quite controversial because Kat Von D is quite controversial, but I really do like the liquid lips, so definitely worth a try. Again, if I can find it online, I will leave it linked down below for you as well. So there we go, guys. That was my first Lattes with Laura. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in, and if you've made it to the end, I hope you've drunk all of your coffee because I've still got some left, which is not like me. I would like to say thank you to Chris, my husband, for making me 2 coffees for this video. I'm gonna be really, really hyper in a minute. If you do have a question for my next instalment of Lattes with Laura, then leave them down below in the comments or on my Instagram stories. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any beauty products you'd like me to try in my next Lattes with Laura, leave those in the comments below as well. I feel so good for uploading stuff that hopefully will make you guys feel good and isn't fake and contrived and just YouTubery. I just want to be a bit more real and a bit more me on here, and this is me. This is me. I mean, I am talking to a camera in my office with a ring light and a light and, you know, but this is as close as it's gonna get, so yeah. Anyway, catch you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.